Good evening, old blue moon. You saw me standing alone. I'm sorry. People have been asking for it during the watch along. Anyway, before we get going, I have got some news. Nathan Ake's hamstring is only a tightening at the moment. Was precaution, right? They're going to do more tests tomorrow, but it's only a tightening at the moment. They will know more in the morning. He was not going to take any part in Saturday. So maybe let's hold the horses on Ake's out for the rest of the season job. Because if it's only a tightening, we'll see. We will see.
Well, he's got adequate backup, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just buzzing. I'm buzzing tonight. Hello,
Never
FIFA.
guessed.
I'm buzzing. 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 On Tommy Tuchel. Yeah, told you Vater's not on yet. Vater is joining us at some point. Palmer deserved minutes, BA FIFA. Don't start that. Don't start that. Thanks to all. And yeah, anyone who did come in to subscribe live on the watch along, big thank you. We did go up 16 subscribers on the watch along, so big thank you to that. We hit over 1,200 views already on that, so that is amazing. Big thank you to all of you. And again, sub 2, thank you for all the super chats, and Sean as well. They were amazing. But thank you for all the likes and everyone who gave up the time. I know Alan, and he is watching, can be a bit negative, but it's just the way he is. Alan likes his negativity sometimes. Of course, they're clinical. Listen, clinical. This ain't not the time to start baby out with the bathwater. We've got to get behind any player now who plays in blue shirt. In the blue shirt, we are 12 games away from going into 3 finals. This ain't the time to start panicking and baby out with the bathwater. Let's get behind anyone who turns into a blue shirt. And you never know, by the end of the week, come Monday morning, might be even better. Hey up, Michael. How are you, mate? Hey up. That was in honour of Sheffield United at weekend. So, Ozzy, what did you think, mate, of the what did you think of the starting lineup? No changes from Tuesday.
No, yeah, and that's kind of how I expected it to go, if I'm honest. I didn't see that Pep would make any changes, and it was as expected. So I was happy with the lineup. I thought it was the right lineup, and yeah, brilliant results. Really happy, you know.
He kind of did, didn't he? He looked a bit lost back there.
Yeah, I think it's quite funny that he was brought in, you know, so they could win the Champions League, and I didn't see anything from Tuchel to suggest they were going to kind of even have a chance at winning. Even from the first leg, it was a very poor display in some respects from the Bayern coach. And questions will be asked: why on earth did they sack Nagelsmann for him? That still is a decision that I find bizarre, but that's for Bayern Munich to sort out, not for us. Tonight is about Manchester City, and what a result!
Calm down, Abdallah. Season 8 over if Aki's out, mate.
No, not at all.
We haven't got an £80 million Laporte who can walk into it. You know, can we just remember that?
Yeah, he's more than capable. You know, we've seen him go at left back before, and you know, a bit of respect on Laporte's name because he's a brilliant player. Just because he hasn't played very much this season, think about what he did for us last season. And if he goes at the end of the season, he goes with my blessing because he has been phenomenal for this club. And I have no doubt if Aki is out for a bit of a stretch, Laporte will put his all into this club and all into every game that he plays. So, you know, come on.
Abdallah, relax. At the moment, it's a tightening of the hamstring. Let's just relax. We don't know anything yet. Let's just see what happens. We'll get into all that CM City about the penalties and whether they were and VAR. I was the VAR confused me, but I did like the way they actually did it. There was no drawing the lines. They did it all very computerized in VR, which I thought actually made it a lot more cleared up than the way we do it in the Premier League with these funny drawing lines that we seem to do.
The way the Premier League do it, it looks just Stone Age compared to the way the way the Champions League do it. So maybe the Premier League need to invest more.
Anyone think Haaland will play with Sheffield United? He'll be on the bench, but I don't think he'll play. I think it'll be Alvarez. But we'll get into that tomorrow night. We'll talk about Sheffield United tomorrow night live on the channel. Hey, Paul, how can we replace Bernardo Silva? The Bernardo Silva thing will play out as Bernardo Silva thing does. There's nothing we can do as fans. It is what it is with Silva. That's the way I am with it. Good evening, Blue Heart. Good evening, Julia. Martin, how is Nathan Aki? I've just explained that. Foden is back. Exactly. There's something we've also got to look at the positives. Phil Foden was on the bench tonight.
Yeah.
Let's not always go straight into the negative. We have won tonight. Overall, we've won.
Are you sure, Martin? Because I mean, some of the I only caught some of the watch along, and some people seem to be having slight little meltdowns, which I found quite shocking. With 3 goals ahead.
City-itis is ever going to down.
It just felt a bit more than City-itis, if I'm honest.
I
get City-itis. No, but I get City-itis. But we're 3-0 up, from the first leg. It's 0-0 at half time. I mean, come on. I mean, tonight's match, you really have to put in perspective because, yes, I think Bayern were the better team on the field today. Yeah, they had more clear-cut chances. They played really well in some respects, but City managed the game. And that's what the most important thing about tonight is that they did what they needed to do in controlling the game and saw it out. It was a brilliant defensive display tonight.
I think he does Super City. I think he does watch City like you. You and Alan would be great as a watch along, just the two of you. 5-0 up. We're still getting beat. 6-5. No, calm down. Listen, to me, and I'm trying to get through the comments and then I can, and then we can get into the actual thing. I'm just waiting to see about Veta because I don't want to go too floating straight into the game and then Veta comes on and we just end up repeating ourselves. By the way, the fans I've heard were brilliant tonight. Obviously, I've not heard any of it. Did they sound good tonight, Ozzy, the fans?
Yeah, from what I could hear, I mean, obviously the Bayern Munich fans were brilliant as they normally are. They support their team brilliantly. But I did hear now and again, especially kind of when that goal went in from City, the Bayern crowd definitely went silent. And then you could hear a bit more from the City fans. But I mean, every player on the pitch after the game went over to the City fans and said thank you for the support. And every fan who went out today, brilliant support as always.
Yeah, Sane was in tears. Pep went over to console him.
Well, Sane actually did a match interview with BT. It was kind of unexpected because I think he didn't realise that it was going to happen, and he spoke really well actually, and it was very much a class act on the night. I know he divides opinions between City fans, but there's no doubting that he's a top player at times. Just sadly, he decided to leave us.
It is what it is. We'll get into all that in a minute. Unlike the other idiot who's on loan, and I so hope he never comes back. Please never beg for him back because he showed tonight what. Yeah, I thought he was awful again. Never mind. Laporte was okay. He was. Bernardo seems to be a true blue with that interview. No, he is. He is.
Yeah, he was. It was a really good interview from him, actually.
I've always said the Bernardo thing is not Manchester City.
No.
Not Manchester City. It's not football related. It's where he lives related. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can love where you work, but if it's in an area you don't want to live in, you move. Something happens. You can't,
And I still don't think, from the reports that more and more have been coming out, especially over the last week or two, it is more family, possibly girlfriend, that actually want to leave Manchester, leave the UK.
I wasn't just going to pin it on one. It is her, but I didn't just want to pin it down to her.
Yeah, but it's going to come out, Martin, and I'm not blaming her. She wants to go home, and I get it.
And no man in here will ever say they don't do what their wife or missus tells them, because you do. Let's not pretend we don't. You want to keep your wife or your girlfriend happy. If you love someone, keep them happy. So if he does leave, you respect it. He's not stabbing us in the back. He's just doing what makes him happy.
And the performance that he is putting over these two legs, Martin, he deserves the respect. Absolutely brilliant from him. Absolutely brilliant.
We are getting closer to winning this competition. You said we were crap all second half, Jack Lee. Yes, yellow cards are now gone, so Akanji is now free for the semi-final. Diaz is immense. Yeah, we're going to talk about all of that. I thought he was somebody else who was an absolute Trojan tonight. Stones left back, Rico, yeah. And listen, what makes me laugh with Ake is everyone was, season's over with Ake. If I roll back the watch along for the first 35 minutes, should we repeat what everyone, including me, what we're saying about Ake? Ake struggled for the first time in a long time tonight for 35 minutes. And that's okay as well. Got to remember, these are human beings. They are not going to perform 10 out of 10 week in, week out. They're going to have blips. They're going to have slips. The pitch, I thought, was atrocious. Apparently, like I said, it had been chucking it down because I know people who are over there. And again, safe travel home to every single one of you tonight. You did the club proud. But it's been bouncing down all day over there. Absolutely bouncing down. And you could see by the end, the pitch was ripping up left, right, and centre. You could see chunks of the turf being ripped up. Yeah. So
it was affecting both sides. Yeah. It wasn't just City. And obviously, the Haaland goal, that was obvious.
How was that a penalty, though? Well, what we'll do is I'm gonna come back to the comments. Martin should be a marriage counsellor. What am I gonna do? I can't do now. There's nothing I can do. Rodri is tired. Needs to rest players against Sheffield. We'll talk about that tomorrow because I think we do, but we can't 180 it and just throw out a reserve team at the same time. Because that's when you do come and stop. There are some that are still going to have to play. Yeah. You're not going to get all 11 of them sat on the bench on Saturday. Obviously, Bayern Munich came out. I'll be honest with you, I thought for the first 10 minutes we were all right. I didn't think Bayern Munich came at us as probably as quick or as sharp as what I thought they were going to do. I thought that came a bit later in the game, if you know what I mean. I thought they upped the tempo later on in the game. Thought for the first 10 minutes it was a bit of a 50-50 game. I didn't think there was much in it. And then I think Bayern Munich took the initiative a little bit. And for anyone who thinks we were never going to give up chances tonight, that's Bayern Munich. For anyone who thinks we're going to go to the Bernabeu or at the Etihad and Real Madrid get no chances, no, it's Real Madrid. You play in top teams, you're going to give up chances. It's how your defence and your goalie stands up with those chances. So just because we give up chances doesn't mean we're playing bad. Are Bayern Munich suddenly a bad team now because they've been spanked 4-1 by City? But Real Madrid, let's look at the Real Madrid game last season in the first leg. We battered them at the Etihad. battered him from pillar to post. Should have been 6-7 goals. Still got knocked out. Happens. I think we've got to come out of this mindset of giving up chances is now a bad thing. It's just football.
It's a club competition as well, you know.
Exactly. I bet you don't. You think you do, but I bet you don't, Stephen. Aki struggled because he was pushed too high. Yeah, I thought Kingsley Coleman did something he didn't do in the first leg. I thought he actually ran at us.
Yeah. I also thought that they were playing quite a high line as well at the beginning of the game. So, and I think I commented to you in our chat saying that, you know, I felt that John Stones was told to kind of get back into that back four a little bit more often, a little bit more quickly, especially when we were out of possession, because it was starting to show.
Grab my phone while I see where
Mine disappears, usual.
Yeah, that wasn't a magic trick.
So we do it to Alan. Just he's gone.
Go on, keep going.
Oh yeah.
Talking. I was giving Ozzy the limelight and he's gone quiet.
I forgot where I was at now. You've ruined it, Martin. You've ruined it. You've ruined my moment.
Ozzy been no good at the 10 p.m. news as always, would I? What's just happened? My mindset's gone.
Oh, look, a squirrel.
What?
That's what you do, isn't it? You see a squirrel, you look, and no, just me. All right, fair enough.
You know what Ozzy does on a Saturday afternoon in the parks?
Watch the squirrels.
Squirrel hunting.
Is Vader coming on? Because I mean, he's taking his time.
We'll just get talking. He can catch up.
Vader.
Very slippery, I will say. Do you know what I will say? Like you said, I thought they pushed us back. We were very high, and I thought they were pushing us. We started probably a little bit too high for me, a little bit. I thought we did a bit of both in the game. I thought we went a bit too high at times, and then we went a bit too deep at times. And it was probably trying to get that happy median in the middle between the two. But Pep did say, if you remember the first leg, we didn't want to give them as the chances we did in the first leg. He was a bit annoyed by some of the things we gave up.
Yeah.
So he probably wanted to change things a little bit. You got to remember that they had Chipper Moting tonight. They dropped Gnabry out. They brought Chipper Moting in. Coleman went as a direct thing, and there was no Alphonso Davies. So Bayern changed it as well. And I would say I thought Jack Grealish for 35 minutes was, I thought he was not in the game. I thought Jack Grealish tonight for the first 35 minutes didn't do what he'd been doing for weeks now, where he has been tracking back and he has been helping out. Thought he left Aki a bit exposed tonight. Whether that's because he was too scared to, I don't know. I don't know the instructions. This is the problem. We're only guessing here. We don't know what's been said by managers. Pep might have told Jack, stay further up to expose if we win the ball possession.
Yeah.
You can tell either Ozzy's missus is watching him or someone is because he keeps looking off to the. What are you doing? Yeah, I read that. They wanted it before the game, which is mad. Play Pep. Penalties. Let's get to the penalty decision. Was it an handball for you? Because I think it was a penalty all day long.
Which, the one against us or the one for us?
The one for us. We'll go in order.
Right,
for
okay.
us. I thought it was a penalty all day long.
Yeah, no, it was really, really like weird from Upamecano. You know, he put his hands behind his back, which is what he's supposed to do, and then for some reason, as the ball was coming onto him, threw his arm out, and I'm just like, "What are you doing?" I mean, apparently, from what I've heard from Bayern fans, he's had a brilliant season for them, but over the 2 legs of the Champions League, he has just completely lost his head. I mean, he's where like his mind has been over the last 2 legs has been a shocker. Shocking decisions from him. But yes, it was a stone cold penalty. And then getting onto the penalty itself. I think a lot of people. I mean, I saw the reaction. I kind of looked back onto the live stream of you guys, and I saw some of the comments and saw the reactions of some people, and it was just like suddenly he's not the god that we thought he was. He's not the machine we thought he was. Now we know Ronaldo and Messi, two of the best players that have been in the last decade, have missed penalties before. You know, it happens. I think one of the big things for me that affected Haaland was the amount of time it took to take that penalty. You know, it seemed that the Bayern players were just kind of surrounding the ref, and then there was all the Bayern, well, not all the Bayern
Thought
fans,
they
but there
did
was a
that a
lot.
lot tonight, Ozzy, surrounding the ref.
Yeah, it was a bit poor from them, in honesty. You know, I mean, I know they felt that some of the decisions may have gone against them, or you know, they were being hard done by, but it was very poor, and I was surprised the referee didn't actually brandish some yellow cards towards them and get the game a bit more under control, because I was just thinking you can't keep having this. You can't keep having the Bayern players just surrounding the ref every time a little decision goes against them. It was very poor. And then there was the chucking of items from the crowd, which again, I just think, you know, I'm sorry, but have some respect for yourselves. You know, you're losing to the better team. You know, it was just sad, very sad. And for me, Haaland he's human. He's gonna miss chances. In the moment, he just had too long to think about it, and he just skied it. It was a poor penalty from him. I think we
Thank
won't see
you.
that very often, if I'm honest.
No, Dave Soul, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
Defenseman tonight it was. We move next round. I think sometimes we don't give our defense enough credit.
I think
You,
the defence this season has been immense, especially when Diaz and Stones have come back in.
yeah, but you always seem it's always Haaland who gets plaudits in it about the goal scoring. But sometimes, and I don't think Edison's had enough plaudits over the last few weeks that he deserves. We're very quick as fans to jump on players, aren't we? They make a mistake, bang, we're down the throats. I genuinely believe Edison has been a rock.
Well, that shot from Sane, that from the free kick that he took. I mean, we know Sane.
That wasn't a free kick, by the way.
Regardless of whether it was a free kick or not, still that free kick was immense, and we know he can do those type of shots because he's done it for us and scored from them. So for me, Edison saving that was brilliant. And you're right, Mike. I don't think some fans have given Edison enough credit. We know he's not the best stop shotter in the world. We know this, you know, but Edison, for what he does for this team, is still immense, and he can still save when he has to. So I think, yeah, a bit more credit is deserved.
Yeah, and I've got to say, by the way, Ake, as far as we're hearing right now, it is a tightening of the hamstring, not a tear. We will know more tomorrow. So we'll see. It may just be precaution. So let's not jump the gun if Ake's out for the rest of the season. I said to you, Ake would not have played Saturday anyway. So he was always going to, he's got a week now. Got 1 week, and we'll see. We'll just find out. Like Blue out. Oh, yeah. I said, apparently it's just a tightening, exactly. And that's what we've got to look at in a positive way. I don't think ours should have been a penalty. I think ours was more, A, because of the distance, and B, as Ozzy said, Upamecano totally changes his body. He goes from hands behind his back to suddenly, my ball, becomes a goalkeeper for a minute. He had no reason for that hand to come out.
No.
There was no reason. If he'd have kept his hands by his side, it was not a penalty. So to me, it was a penalty. Theirs wasn't. And I'll tell you why. Because unless Akanji chops his arm off, I don't know what Akanji does at that point, because Akanji can't move.
Yeah, I mean, by the letter of the law, it's technically a penalty. Technically. it's a harsh one, but technically it's a penalty. But are you telling me that Mane is going to score from that position?
What was the ball at? I've not seen it. I need to watch it back. I recorded it. I watched. But here's my other issue is, if that's now a penalty, screw having shots. We'll just start smacking balls into everyone's arms now in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Just start kicking balls into arms.
I think the biggest problem, and they were kind of saying this after the game on the commentary, saying
Rupert Maguire. Are you coming on? Sent you a link.
I think the big issue with that is not tonight, but if that happens against Real Madrid in the 89th minute, do you know what I mean? At a crucial moment, do you know what I mean? That's what worries me. Or in the final, you know, if City to get to the final, that kind of decision. I mean, you don't want to see it happen. And I personally think, I mean, you know, it was ruining the game. Those type of decisions, which are just over the top. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't apply anywhere else. Doesn't apply in the Premier League. That wouldn't have been given in the Premier League. It's only been given in the Champions League. And I just think, why have you got to do that? It just ruins the game for everybody. And even the Bayern Munich kind of players were just like, really? You're giving us this penalty? You know,
I thought it was a
sad.
bit of a I don't understand the rule anymore, but maybe it's the old adage of don't hate the player, hate the game. And until they change the rules or they make the rules clearer. Because personally, maybe it's me, I don't see enough European football, but I'll be straight with you now, that VAR context, when they showed it on the TV, was a better and more clearer thing than the way they do it in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Which shows things can work if you do it correctly. And sometimes I just think it's mad. I think ours is a penalty because Upamecano has no reason to take his hands from behind his back. There is no reason for take his hands from behind his back. And he literally pushes his hand out towards the ball. That's why I think it is. Haaland missed a couple. Some strikers can go missing at that point. I missed a penalty. I missed a one-on-one. Missed a couple. I know it was offside in the end. But doesn't need a third goal.
No, it could, like you said, Mike, it could have affected him. Do you know what I mean? He could have just thought, this isn't my night. I'm not going to get a goal, you know, and just given up probably harsh. But you know what I mean? In his head, he could have just thought, the doubts start creeping in your head, and you just think, it's not my night. But that's not what he did. You know what I mean? He is a shark. He smells blood, and you know, it was just a fantastic goal. And I just think that little chip just over Upamecano as he went to score the goal, and just you see it in slow motion when it's slowed down for that goal, and it's just like he's got the all the time in the world, but realistically, we know he hasn't, because he's just got a split second to make a decision where he's going to put that ball, and it was cracking. Absolutely a brilliant display from Haaland to put that goal on the back of the net.
Dave, thank you again, mate. Really appreciate it, your generosity and your kindness. And you know what? You're spot on. We've said this on air for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
No Edison, no pet ball. If we take Edison out of this team, the whole build-up doesn't work. In these games, he's, for me, the most important aspect from the back, composure. And he is.
And why have we struggled to get a number 2 to play for us? Do you know what I mean? We've struggled to find a number 2 goalkeeper to play the way Edison does. And no one's going to be Edison, but you at least try and get a backup goalkeeper to be similar, who can play with that with his feet, who can pass those type of balls from the back. You know, I think we have got more of one this season, you know, with Ortega. But Ortega seems to me just a little bit better maybe at the shot stopping, but you know, he's still good keeper. But yeah, Edison immense.
Yeah, I thought Edison was amazing tonight. How many potential games till the season is over? We're starting to time a little bit now. No, I don't think we are, because I think Saturday they're going to get a rest, Pardo Oaks. They're going to get a rest ahead of the Arsenal game. And I said this the other day, but you look, and if I'm just going to get it up for you now. The Manchester City fixtures. The first leg is going to be played on the 9th of May. Before that, we play Leeds United. Now, it may get changed from the 9th to the 10th. I don't know, but it's going to be on. We play on the 7th of May. We play Leeds United at home at 2:00 on Sunday. Now, whether the Leeds one gets changed or ours do, something may get changed there. And then the second leg is on the 17th of May, which is at the Etihad, and that is in between Everton away, and Chelsea at home. So, if you look at it, the league may be wrapped up by then, depending how things go. The FA Cup final is a week after the season's played. So the season ends 28th. We play the final on, I think it's 6th, 7th, 5th, something like that, a week later.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the Champions League finals a week after that. So they're going to get a week in between each game here if we reach the final. It's not like normally, because of normally what happens is lately the FA Cup finals have been getting played before the season's over. It tends to be the FA Cup final in between. I don't know why they've done that lately, but they did. But because of the World Cup, they moved it back to where it traditionally was the final game of the season. So if City gets to the final, they've got a week's rest anyway. And they've got a 2-week rest if it gets to the Champions League final. And with our fixtures in between, you wouldn't have asked for nicer fixtures than Leeds at home and Everton away. I know Everton away can be a bit tricky, but
yeah, I was about to say Everton away can be, and with Everton, because I think because of where Everton are currently, they don't want to slip down to that relegation fight again.
No.
So
there are a couple of teams you could have had a lot harder fixtures.
Oh yeah, of course you could. But I always think, when it comes to those teams where coming to the end of the season and it's tight towards the bottom, those are still some of the teams you don't always want to face when they've got something to lose. And Everton, they've been hovering around the relegation, point for the last couple of seasons now. So it doesn't surprise me that they could go down. Whether it's this season or next, it's just we'll see. But I just think you've got to give a little bit of respect and a little bit of hesitancy just with that kind of game.
Yeah, I honestly do. Scrubbers Doggerels, if VAR brings that to the attention, the Prem, the ref will give it a penalty. What did Peter Walton say about that penalty? Because I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, it didn't get him on. They couldn't get the communication apparently, so we didn't get to hear what he thought.
Yeah,
he didn't say anything. I would imagine he would say that it's by the law. The law, it's a penalty.
How you doing, guys?
Is Vader dancing?
How you doing, guys?
I think is he working out?
I don't know. I've had 2 hours of Alan, so I'm a bit depressed. I feel like we've been beaten 6-0.
Is he doing a Mr. Motivator?
You're a strong man, Martin. You're a strong man. That was a great stream. No, I got a little giddy. Couldn't help myself.
He's been on football tennis and everything. He's been around all the ones, giving it the big one. Yes.
They're trying to do us dirty now. Now they're trying to say if we don't win everything in front of us, it's like, oh, your favorites to do this, your favorites to do that.
Now we've got to win the treble.
Yeah. Now we've got to win it.
So now it's become you may win the treble, and now it's you should wipe the floor and win the treble.
Exactly. You guys are now favorites for everything. So all right, but I'm not. I didn't. And the thing is, I respect what Terry does with having us on the show and we get to speak our piece. But of a day like this is when being on the Mancunian way, being on pitch points, being on True City Fan, when you actually just enjoy the game, enjoy the tie, and talk about that versus now already talking about what's happening in 2 weeks. I love the result today. I love the fight that the players showed. And we know that nervousness or anxiety kind of happens. Playing at an away ground's never easy. And they dealt with what Tuchel had for them.
You can hear the buzz in his voice. He's
Yeah.
like buzzing.
Oh, no, it's great, man. It's great. I'm sorry for being late as well. Great show, guys.
No, don't worry about it. Anyway, good night, everyone. We've talked about the game. Hope you have a fantastic night. By the way, Stephen Dempsey, hope you're well, mate, and you're carrying that fight on. All love to you, mate. Julie, I never got it anyway. What I've noticed is some fans like to have a scapegoat now. 1 week it's Edison, the next week it's somebody else, and it's social media. But people who understand know how important Eddie is to this team. And I keep saying it, and Ozzy said it, but Richard said it, no Eddie, no pet ball.
Yeah.
It's not just swap in and swap out. You saw Ortega against Arsenal. He's a brilliant shot stopper, but he can't quite, he's not there with the dinking, and it's a whole different ball game when Edison comes in.
We were saying, tonight's game was kind of like, yes, probably Bayern with a better team on the pitch. They had the more chances, but tonight was about a City performance where they managed the game. It was defensive display. I mean, what was your take?
Yeah. No, it was exactly that. I thought every game that we start, and as much as I kind of talk crap about Tuchel, he does make things difficult for his opponent. So we knew it wasn't going to be an easy second leg. And I think he, obviously with the amount of games that he was able to have, he said, you know what? I'm still going to make life difficult for City defensively. I want everybody to kind of get back and help. But at the same time, I know I have speed. And he was really trying to take advantage of the speed with Conan and also the speed with Sane. And just, it reminded me a little bit of the game against Real Madrid when it seemed like Vinicius was just trying to run and force maybe one of our players to blow out a tire, which it kind of eventually did. But I thought the game was done so well because you knew how, if they were going to sniff a goal, it was going to have to require them to actually play proper team ball. We weren't going to allow a moment of brilliance by player. They would have had to pass the ball around and properly break us down. And that's something that we can really hold our hat on to now, that how we've been moving defensively. Defensively now, it's like you have to be brilliant if you're going to get a chance at us, or you're going to have to kind of catch us slipping, maybe being turned off a little bit and someone making an error. But for the most part, we showed how we were laser focused defensively, and that's what I really loved about this match. I would have been okay if we had lost that match, if we had lost that game, 2-0, and they scored 2 late ones. I would have been like, I don't care.
No, they are. I was on a watch along with Alan. That would not have been good. Alan was having a meltdown when they equalised.
Well, even speaking of that, I hate this ball to hand penalty in the box. Like, we got done dirty with that last year with Laporte, where he clears it and it happens to hit his hand as he's deflecting it away. I think it's such a poor rule. But again, to concede a penalty goal, or even if we were to concede a late 90th goal, who cares? We managed that game. And that's what's really important. A lot of us need to be comfortable with that, especially in terms of a 2-leg match. We might take that approach with regards to, okay, Real Madrid, we'll be okay playing in their house, maybe getting away with a 1 or 2 goal lead, right? Or even a 1 goal lead, because we're coming back to our house, and that's the advantage we always want. I think we managed it great.
What was your take on the Haaland missed penalty? Because I've been saying, I think Martin has also said, okay, Erling Haaland, we've said he's a machine, we've said he's a Viking god, all these type of things. But I said, we've seen Ronaldo, we've seen Messi, 2 of the best players on the planet over the last decade, miss penalties. It's gonna happen, isn't it?
You know what it is, and it is so City. I said he was scoring a goal before he even before even set up. I got arrogant. I got to the point where I was like, oh, I was celebrating with my daughter. Oh, we're going to be up 1-0. I was humbled. I was reminded, wait until the goal is kicked and scored before you celebrate.
I did it. When he got the penalty, I went,
yes.
I didn't. Do you know, he did something today what he doesn't normally does. He just leaned back and went whack. And I've not seen him do that. Normally, he's a bit of a placer. Or I also give credit. I give credit because what was it? Was it Götze? Was it the keeper? Both of them were like they made it longer for him to take that kick. Like one of them pointed out some debris in front of the ball or slowed him up. So he's going to be better for it. That's the thing that I love about Haaland. Like whether it's a slight imperfection, whether it's an error, whether it's a complete mistake, he goes back, resets, and then he's better for it. So I'm gonna have the same confidence.
He's 22 years old as well, though. Like I think we still have to remember that he's still 22. You know, he's got a long career ahead of him. He's gonna make these sometimes little rash decisions. You know, not clinically thinking that these guys are going to waste time. I need to think about what I'm going to do. You know, calm myself down. You know, he'll learn this with age and experience.
But a breaking news: FIFA doesn't want to go to the FA Cup final.
Doesn't want to go what?
No, because he's starting Carson, starting Perone, and putting Calvin Phillips on. So he doesn't want to go to the FA Cup final.
People, you got to chill with the Carson, man. I don't think Carson's
going to be playing about this guy tonight. He was on a lot of stick. I thought he was very good tonight, Kanja.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game.
He's out from the pub.
Hey, Pat's in the building.
That's in the building, stuffing his face.
Oh, do you remember when we used to give people times?
Yeah, I know. You have to remember, these two are in a different country, so they just forget about what time zones they're in.
Now you...
Hey, Martin, where's your face fungus?
I told you why. My barber is closed for nearly 3 weeks. So I got to a point where I can't shape it myself. I go to a barber who does it for me.
No, Pat, what he realised is he can't grow a beard like me and Vader.
No, I can't go.
He knows.
Go.
Yeah, I know you, man.
I can't go 3 weeks.
It's like him growing a beard. Him growing a beard was like when Gareth Bale was man marked by Mycon. It's just you just can't keep up, mate. You just can't keep up. Yeah, it's the Mycon and Bale of facial hair. I can't say much because I can't grow.
Martin, let me ask you a question.
No, the platinums. I had too many platinums and they scared me, so they had to go.
I thought you were going to say you tried to line it up yourself.
No, it's going to be shaped. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow it to a point where it can be shaped and grown into that shape. I just grew it all roughly, and it's going to be done properly. If I'd have grown it roughly, I'd ended up like Ozzy.
Yeah. I didn't want the Mancunian way.
Lazy top. Quickest 2:45 Champions League goals. No, but Akanji, thank you for that sub too. Akanji was I thought he was great tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a bad, other than Ake having that dodgy 30 minutes. And I don't even mind a dodgy 30 minutes because I think part of it was the pitch, part of it was Grealish not going help him, which again I thought was weird because it's very unlike Grealish. But that's why I think maybe he was told not to do that. But I thought he exposed Ake a little bit. So see, I do go with Grealish as well. Who people think I just sit there going, Grealish is amazing. No, I do call him out as well. The simple fact is, I thought Diaz was immense again. John Stones was immense again.
Yeah.
Our defence is not given enough credit. And if Real Madrid think they're walking into our house and steamrolling us, because I'm telling you now, if Chelsea had a set, they'd have scored 3 or 4 goals last night. But they didn't have a set. Here's the difference. If you give us the chances you gave Chelsea, they're going in the back of they're going in the onion bag.
I don't think Real Madrid are going to underestimate City, though. I mean,
The fans
I
are
think
already. It's their
well,
competition.
yeah, well,
Well, I've been
that's the
told.
fans. I think when it comes to kind of the manager and the players, I don't think they're going to underestimate City. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game over those two legs.
Is it an advantage we're away first?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Plays into our
I
hands
like it.
more.
Yeah, it does.
I like it a lot. I want to say this real quick. I thought that, and I might have missed it. My apologies, but I thought that we kind of held the ball a little bit early on. Like Silva was trying to do a little too much, but he got into his own. I also felt like
You mean at the beginning?
KDB in the beginning, yeah. Yeah, I thought he was trying to embarrass Cancelo. In my humble opinion, watching it, I thought he was trying to embarrass Cancelo, and I was like, okay, let's pick your spots. But yeah, then we just started moving the ball, and we kind of knew how they were trying to get at us, and I was really calm with that 0-0 going to halftime. I really was. I was
to be honest,
happy with
any of our midfielders who got the ball in transition were effectively swarmed by at least 3 or 4 midfielders. What Bayern did, especially in that first half, is what they should have done in the first 90 minminutes at home at the Etihad. And I think it was just a case of too little, too late. And yeah, it's up to them to lick their wounds and hope that they're going to come back a bit stronger next season. But I think they just executed their game plan at the wrong time, and it was too little, too late.
Yeah, I did think there were some sloppy passes, especially in the first half from City, especially from Rodri and Kev. I did think both of them were just a little bit off at the beginning.
Yeah. Let's not forget, too, while Ruben Diaz had a good game. Let's not forget, while Ruben Diaz did have a good game, it was his wandering into midfield that was sort of responsible for the first chance that they had when Sane was through. So I was a little bit I was a bit disappointed with that, but he did redeem himself for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ref can't do any more Champions League games because I thought he had a stinker. I thought that ref was so inconsistent.
I thought he had a good game because he took that game by the scruff. Like I felt like he.
I think he lost control of it in parts, Pat.
Yeah. The first half he was brilliant. He just did not give any team a chance of like trying to swarm him or get into his head. Really, I thought he had a good first half. Second half, yeah, there was occasions there, but see, the thing is, I was talking to the guys at the pub, and I thought what I liked about the way the refs sort of handled the game was if you look at these referees that we have at this stage of the competition, who's the one probably we have the biggest issue with? Is that Mateo Lahoz, who I always go on a warpath about, right? Difference between this ref, the French one, Pardon, whatever his name is, he that's a good one. He took the initiative in the game, and it wasn't like what Lahoz does, where effectively in the first 10 minutes he'll try and give half of each squad a yellow card.
I've got to read this out. Thank you, Alan, for your $5 Australian. Appreciate that. Haaland bottled his pen.
But did we bottle the game?
I'll let you three respond.
Did we bottle the game?
Alan.
I'll say this to Alan. Go ahead.
No, go on. Go on.
I was just going to say, I will always be consistent with this. If you take a pen, if it doesn't make contact with the woodwork, it's a bottled pen. You have to make contact. It has to be on target. I think when you don't make the keeper have to make a save, it's a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, Vader. If the pen determines the outcome of the game, then it's a bottling to me.
So if Messi and Ronaldo bottled penalties.
If they did not make contact with the woodwork or make the keeper have to make a save, I say yes. You have to make it count. If it's saved, it's different.
If it determines the outcome of the game, then it's a bottling for me. Like Bukayo Saka's penalty miss against West Ham was a bottling because it determined the outcome of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Okay.
When if you miss the pen and we're 3-0, if we're 3-0 down and he misses the pen, yes, that's a bottling.
Can we change the wording? I don't like the word bottling. Sounds like you're choking. I wouldn't say how. Because choking, if you choked, you don't go up the other end and score.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
I'm not even thirsty, but that's a bottling.
I think there's an argument for the bottling, but it's how you respond to that, though, Martin.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's the most important thing. When we discussed this earlier on, we said that, you know, Haaland could have let that get into his head. He could have let it fester, and it could have just kind of gone, this isn't my night. I'm not going to score. And that could have been it. But he didn't do that. He did go up the other end of that pitch, and he scored a brilliant goal. And for me, that is why you can say he hasn't bottled it tonight. He's learned from it.
Ozzy, I think he lets it fester, but it drives him.
Yeah,
Alan's
it drives him. Yeah, he doesn't let it go down. He gets angry. Yeah,
Alan's put
it was like when Tiger Woods was in his prime. They said people that were close to him would say he played his best when he was angry.
Yeah,
I think Haaland plays good games when he's angry.
First half, Munich were better than City. We were swamped in the first half. Second half, we played well. Does anyone agree? I think Bayern had better chances and they were the better team, but I wouldn't say we were swamped.
No.
I would say Bayern had a plan. They played really well, and to be honest, they had more possession. They had more chances on goal. They were probably the better team in attack, but it was a defensive brilliant display from City, and that's what you have to take away from today's game is that defensively, City were the better team. Okay, when we had a chance, we took it and we scored, and that's what comes down to it. Bayern, they tried. You know, it was a lot of counter-attacking. It didn't come through for them, and they moaned and they cried, and they.
Yeah. Does anyone think the delay in what Goretzka did caused any issue with Haaland? I'm not making excuses because I thought the penalty was awful.
I think it was a factor.
There was a little bit of tactics
going on. He held it up for an extra 30 seconds to get some debris off the field or something.
Yeah.
Like probably a bit of loose.
I'm not making excuses because I thought it was very unlike him just to lean back and whack the thing. That's not normal.
I think Haaland just wanted, like most penalties, he just wants to stand over the ball, barely think about it, and then just put his laces to it.
Yeah. Too much time to think about it. It was just. I mean, if you look at the other penalty at the other end, it was done in seconds. Do you know what I mean? And City could have easily gone around the ref and did what the Bayern players do, and
exactly.
And just made more of a bitch and moan about it. And in all fairness, they would have had more of a right to than the Bayern players because the Bayern penalty was ridiculous. You know, we've discussed this. You know, but the other end, Upamecano, it was a clear handball. It affected, you know, the way the ball was going. That was it for me. You know, so.
Yeah, Maguire, I don't know what he was thinking with that because he started his initial challenge the right way.
What's the way you call him that?
He's done everything right initially by putting your hands behind it, then just suddenly decided to put out the loose chicken wing. It's like, what are you doing, mate? You've only got yourself to blame. And the handful of Bayern fans that were in the pub too just looked at us and go, what was he doing? They all he started the initial challenge when he's come in, he's done everything right, hands behind, and just decided to go, throw the left indicator out. Like, what the hell?
I'm just gonna say there's nearly 100 on. If you can smash that like, we've only got 60 odd likes. If you can smash that like button and we get to 100 likes, that'd be amazing because the more likes we get,
I'll jump
the more traction it brings to the channel. And trust me, if you're not a subscriber, you will need to be because next week I'm going to release a video that will be you need to be a subscriber for it. I'm not going to announce anything now, but you will need to be a subscriber.
I like those teasers. Yeah.
Ozzy knows. And Ozzy, is it 100% worth to be a subscriber of?
Oh, definitely. I'm actually upset because I'm not really able to do this.
Can't come in it.
I can't come in it. That's how upset I am. I'm really upset about this. But as you said, Martin, you're going to announce this next week, and you know we're looking forward to kind of talk about this more. But for now, it's just a bit of a tease, and we'll talk about it more next week.
You need to be a subscriber.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you just for the $5, mate. Not even a chat. Just thank you. Referee gave Bayern a goal. Behave. Like it wasn't that bad. If Haaland scores that pen, it's done. Do you know what? We're not going to look back on this. Let's move away from the missed penalty.
Alan, can't you look at the perspective of like he redeemed himself by actually going on and actually scoring the first goal?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we said in previous shows, if we score the first goal, regardless of what period it is in the game, the tie's effectively done and dusted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charlie. I was about to announce this. There's some quotes coming out from Akka. I've had it before, and it feels a little less, to be honest. You never know. So we will do the ultrasounds and stuff tomorrow, and then hopefully it's not too bad. As I said to you an hour ago, it looks like it is only a strain at the moment.
Okay.
It might be a week. He wasn't going to play Saturday anyway, so let's not hit the panic buttons.
Yeah.
If he's out for the season, let the scan get done. Let's see.
Well, even if he misses the Arsenal game, you know, it's knees B. You know, Laporte can easily go into that position.
We have to change the four at the back. We change the four at the back. Trust me now. We'll see.
You know what I want to say real quick, going back to the whole Holland PK, is the fact that we do have a little imperfection with that game. Pep can go and do his coaching thing and talk about how there's, you know, we kind of left some opportunities out there, and he could do his coaching thing. You know, it wasn't the perfect second leg, so I'm not mad at that, and I know that Holland's gonna be better for it. So.
Sorry, we lost you in the middle of half of that, mate. I thought you were teasing us.
Oh no, my bad. Sorry, I guess my internet.
I'm a muddy duck. This
Now
is
he's
how
on
I
the
felt tonight.
Now he's on the elliptical.
No time tonight did I feel we were going to lose that. I honestly felt as though maybe it was me. I felt I didn't panic once in that whole game. Go back and watch the watch along. I was so relaxed.
I messaged you at half time, didn't I, Martin? And I said that I wasn't panicking. I was like, we're still 3 up. You know, it's 0-0. You know, there's no need to panic.
Yeah.
Even if they score.
I didn't look at it from a 90-minute perspective. I just thought to myself, it's like, let's get through to clean sheet for the first half an hour. And then after that, it's like, okay, that's good. Now let's get to half time. We did. And then I thought to myself, if it's still the same by the hour mark, we're looking good. And then obviously we scored just before the hour mark, didn't we? So then it was just, to me, it was just like, as long as we don't do something stupid and concede 2 between now and say the 70th minute,
I'm going to come to
things are looking up. It was just constantly just getting yourself. It's like a player mentality. I almost felt that same way. It was just like, just get through this 10 minutes, get through the next 10 minutes and that. And then
I mean, I'm going to ask you all, Ozzy, do you think people forgot we were 3-0 up?
From what I saw from the halftime chat with you guys, it seemed like some people just kind of lost it all of a sudden, just forgot we were 3-0 up on aggregate, and you know we were controlling the game. You know, it completely. I know we talk about City-itis a lot, but I just felt that some people needed to kind of just calm down. City are controlling this game. It's 0-0 at half time. Bayern are the ones that are going to be panicking, not City. And that showed throughout the game for me, is that City kept their heads. And even there were a couple of moments where, you know, Bayern players kind of were throwing in some silly challenges, and there were some silly moments with the ref. And, you know, there was just moments where you thought, don't lose your head, guys. You know, don't fall into that trap where you get a silly red card, you know, and then you're off, and then we're down to, you know, 10 players, and it get, you know, we've seen that happen before, you know, not just with City, but other teams who fall for those kind of tactics. So I thought, you know, they kept their heads well.
Bellingham, Buxton, yes, Paqueta, I don't know. I have read today is that City have not ruled out doing Bellingham and Rice. City, as I told you months ago, are going to drop a load of money this summer. They are going to go big. Bellingham, I expect to be done by the end of the week or very early next week. Bellingham will get announced.
This week just keeps on giving.
Jan Agerfield have said, expect some breaking news out of Germany in the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I could see a pre-announcement from City like they did with Haaland, just like around.
Oh, look, it's middle of April coming into May. What normally happens now? Funny that one. Alan, thank you again. This is why we learn on the watch-alongs. He's paying for Ozzy's drinks. Special guest is Alan Naked. No.
You don't want to see that. No, but I mean, thanks for the $10. That's going to the beer account right now. Thank you.
Yeah. No, trust me, you'll enjoy it next week. It's something special. It's for you lot, not for us. That's all I'm going to say. Aguero went out. Exactly. Did anyone remember the Chelsea game at home?
I don't want to remember the Panelka. I don't want to.
I'm all right. No, sorry. Aguero went and did a Panenka.
Okay. If we want to talk about who's clinical with penalties, then Haaland just hasn't got anything on Mr. Mario Balotelli, then does he?
Actually,
never missed a pen, did he?
Never missed. Never missed.
Mario Balotelli doesn't have 48 goals to his name in the season.
Balotelli's the originator of the hesitation.
He's got one in terms of top trumps, but that's about it, really.
Istanbul, no, but I'm going to Istanbul. Pat's going to Istanbul, and Rich is going to Istanbul. Don't know about Ozzy, whether he's coming over with us.
If we make it, I'll go to the final. If we don't make it,
there will be a Mancunian way. I've already said I'm going whether I get a ticket or not. I'll go there just for the atmosphere. I will be in Istanbul.
And for a bit of work.
There will be a Mancunian way reunion over in Istanbul. And I think Pat's going to get his teeth whitened. I don't know.
Yeah. Second in lineup.
Well, let's forget Istanbul. We got Madrid first.
Exactly. There's a step ahead.
Mate, was you worried at any point? Did you forget about us being 3-0 up and hang on a minute?
No, I was actually yelling. I was yelling at the TV to be like, we are winning on aggregate. There's no need to rush a damn thing. If we want to pass the ball in the remainder of our half for 15 minutes, catch your breath, go ahead and do it. I was happy. I just wanted the players to remember it. And at times I remember distinctly, there was a point where Holland was kind of like encouraging them to come forward with him. And it was it might have been Gundor or Jack that was like, nah, he just slowed it all up, didn't make that pass. And it was kind of like they just passed it around again. I was like, okay, do that. We don't need to rush anything.
Blue Heart, you dirty old man. Stop it. Stop it now. Will you be a FIFA? Don't need Bellingham. I don't know what's going on.
We don't need a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and FIFA.
Can you just sit back and appreciate?
Just for a bit of solidarity and bias, can you at least say Alex Robertson deserves a start? We need another Aussie in the City squad.
No, you're not going. You're not allowed. I'm getting an international ban on you.
No. Can we get more super chats from Alan? Because then he can pay for my ticket.
He'll be paying for all our flights over there in a minute. Keep going on.
Sorry, real quick, Martin. I'm actually going to go back and listen to your watch along again. But
I'm not.
No, I have to because I missed some elements of it. But is that a fraction of Alan or is that Alan?
That's just Alan.
Like, so that was calm?
Alan. No, listen, we love Alan.
No, he's fantastic. But was that a calm Alan or was that a typical Alan?
No, that was a calm Alan.
Okay, because it did seem like the type that would message you, like you kind of joked about in past streams, like.
Oh, he nearly went. No, he did. He nearly went. We had a couple of F's and Jeffs, and arms went in the air, and arms went in the. Yeah, we did.
Let me make a suggestion to you, mate. I will be down in Melbourne on Saturday for the Cup semi-final. I'm expecting Alan to be there. I'm not exactly going to be walking around with a clipboard and a pen, but I will be taking notes. And if you are more than welcome to put me on your channel next week, I can certainly give you a full analysis of the man that is Mr. Alan Howarth.
An Alan breakdown.
It will be unbiased. It will be impartial. But
I have heard that money up. The final may be moving due to election tensions. Yes, we'll see.
Sorry, I couldn't read that. Which final? The FA final?
The Champions League final. There's
you wonder where it's going to be moved.
So it may get moved. It may not. We need to see. They'll make the decision. Do you know what we've got to realise is, and I know people want to talk about the game, but I think we need to realise something. This football team, this football club.
X, can you come move your basketball backpack? Oh,
yeah. I'll be there in a minute, Dad.
Sorry about that.
This football team is very,
Time
very
out. Go
special.
sit in the corner.
We've never had a team or a squad, to me, that is more complete than what we've got right now. This is not the time to start panicking. This is not the time. We need to embrace what is going on right now. We have just beaten Bayern Munich, one of the best heritage football teams in the whole of Europe. Dominated the Bundesliga for years. Every time we've gone over there, we've been slapped nearly. We had a couple of decent results, but generally we don't perform over there. We certainly
have got results. It's been irrelevant. It's been group stages. This is significant.
We don't normally. What I'm saying is, we don't normally bounce into semi-finals. We don't normally. This is special right now, and whatever happens in the next 4.5 weeks, enjoy it. Let's not turn on players. Let's not hit the panic button because we have a dodgy 20 minutes, because it's going to happen. We're going to go into games and we'll have a dodgy 20 minutes. Why? Because they're human beings. It's not a computer game. They're going to be playing teams that are fighting for their lives. But let's realise, and the belief, this is not about, I'm from Manchester, you're from Timbuktu, I'm from here, I'm from Zambia, I'm from Africa, I'm from USA, I'm from Australia. This is now the time to all get behind and be one. We are now Manchester City for the next 4.5 weeks. We get behind each other and we support as one. And that's what you're going to get on this channel from here on in. You've had it for most of this season now, but you are not going to get a lot of negativity coming out of this channel. You'll get constructive criticism, but there ain't going to be no get rid of this, do this. All that is gone. This is now standing behind our boys and getting them all the way. You know, I'm going to bounce into tomorrow's stream with Ozzy and Pat and anyone else, and I'm going to bounce down to Wembley. And hopefully I bounce back all the way from Wembley. Because I'm that fat, I can bounce all the way there and back. The simple fact is, let's enjoy it.
I mean, it feels like we've got
a very special season.
Yeah, because it feels like we've got 3 finals coming up in some respects. We've got Arsenal coming up, which just feels there's something special about this game. You know, it could be the tipping point for City, you know, going on to win the league. And then it feels like with the Madrid games coming up as well, it feels like 2 finals. I mean, it feels like it should be the final really, between City and Madrid, but it hasn't worked out that way. But you know, we know what Real Madrid can do. We saw what they did to us last season. This is a team that are dripping in Champions League glory. You know, they are a team that know how to win it. They're just an immense team. We thought Bayern were tough, but this is going to be the game now. Over these 2 legs, this is the time where we've got to get behind City and just go all out, because it's just going to be, you need to be fully behind this.
Everyone expected Napoli to walk into the semi-final. When that draw was made, Napoli are through. They're flying in Serie A. They'll be great. And I said no. They're overjoyed about winning Serie A. They're on cloud 9 because they've won.
It just proves the point that domestic form is irrelevant in European Cup competition.
Yeah.
It makes it irrelevant. It really does.
AC Milan slapped them. So it means nothing.
I think that league result where Milan went to Napoli and beat them 4-0, I think that got in their heads a bit. But I tell you what though, two legs at the San Siro Milan derby is going to be fascinating to watch. I'm glad that it's on the opposite day to when we play Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's going to be a fascinating watch.
Yeah.
It's now coming out that the Glazers looks like they ain't going to say United.
Glazers stay.
Glazers in.
I mean, Biddy Ball.
On the beers.
But no, what you want to do is
Old Trafford is falling down. Ten Hag is up. Clown.
No, the end of the day is, don't believe all the hype. Liverpool fans have been sat jumping for 2 years. We're getting Jude. We're getting Jude. We're getting Jude. And then when it came to the crunch, can't afford him. We're getting bought out. We're getting bought out. We're getting bought out. No, you're not. Told you at the time you weren't. United, we're getting bought out. We're getting bought out. We're getting bought out. No, you're not. You get an investment. I just beg fans start actually reading things that get put out instead of just going off in their own little dream world. Maybe it's because we're City fans and we've been through it all. Maybe we're like, I don't know. I just find City fans a bit more educated than some other fans. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we've been through all this stuff before and we know what's been said. I don't get it. Some of these rival fans get very giddy over something that's never there. It's like me dreaming about unicorns and all that. Great. Well, never happening. Sorry. I just don't get it. It baffles me completely. City will smoke Arsenal. Let's see. Just get me at exactly. The thing is, we're going to make the Etihad a cauldron in the middle of May. Cauldron. And the beauty is we're at home second leg. Even if we go and get a narrow defeat in Bernabeu or we get a draw.
1-0, 2-1 down. I am not bothered. I am not bothered.
Yeah.
Not bothered.
Yeah. It's changed, DC. By the way, thank you, Premier League, since they charged us. And a bit of breaking news, that's going to fall on its hard little ass as well later on. So, yeah. So,
some of the things I heard.
Is it Summit City? Is it Summit City? Just City like just tearing everyone apart at the minute? Teams, lawyers, transfers, we just tear everything apart, don't we, really? You wait for the FA Cup, it's a knockout cup. Oh, we don't want it anymore. It's just a knockout. Nope, I did not mind. I did not think, oh, you're one of the few then, Julie? Because a load of people thought Napoli were going to go through.
Dark Horse is the competition.
Who was your man of the match, Oz, tonight?
It was really difficult, actually.
Who got man of the match, by the way?
Do you know it wasn't announced? I don't know if
not?
you. No, it wasn't announced. I didn't see anything about man of the match. Did you?
No. I was out of the pub straight after final whistle.
Yeah,
I didn't pay attention to who got UEFA man of the match. I'm starting to think it might have been a behind player. Maybe that's why we didn't hear it. In that case, who the bloody hell was it?
Thought Sane was very good for them.
Yeah, Sane was.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah,
He was in tears at the end of the game, I heard.
Yeah, well, he did a match interview with BT over here, which was a bit unexpected, but he talked really well. And Bernardo Silva also did one.
He went shoving microphones in everyone's faces. They were a bit naughty. Let's go, you're live.
Yeah.
They did it to Bernardo. They just grabbed him. Come here.
They did it to Jack Grealish.
Like Grealish is trying to get off the pitch, and
that's my Ozzy. That's my highlight of the 2 legs was watching Jack Grealish on the pitch telling Benjamin Pavard, "Oh, you're a prick."
Yeah.
You remember that in the first half? I think it was. He's just lying like leg on the deck, just legs out like that. He's just looking at Pavard. He's lip ready to go, "Oh, you're a prick."
Alan, thank you. Ozzy's loving you at the minute, mate. I am on the crumpets right now. I hope that's not an innuendo for out. Enjoy them.
They do think
you got
special
Lashton's man of the match, EDS. Have you broken something, Alan? Yeah, muddied up. Breaking. Sky Sports claiming United are weighing up whether to make a club record. I love that. We're in the middle of April and they're just weighing up whether to make the bid. This is not weighing up time. This is signed, sealed, delivered time.
Yeah.
I love that. I love when they come with that one. Do you know who my man of the match was? I've got to give it to Ruben.
Yeah.
He was colossal.
As I said, that dispossession that led to scoring the first goal was a bit of a, but yeah, as I said, he made up for it.
Adam.
I'd even give it to Haaland in some respects, just for the goal, because
you're not allowed.
No, but seriously, I mean,
He's
I
a
would
bottler.
because
We don't give men
I
an
just
extra
think
bottle.
we bought him for those moments, didn't we? You know, those crucial moments where we need a goal, and he delivered.
I'm a bit like that FIFA. I am a bit like I don't really because he chose to leave, and I don't ever look back on that sort of thing. But you know, it is what it is. He was only crying because Marty said he wasn't coming.
I was
back to
listening to you
say.
guys in the car while I was driving back too, and we're talking about like Bernardo leaving, and I thought to myself, it was like they always say like you want a player to leave on good terms. I feel like Bernardo wants to leave on the best terms.
Yeah,
not just good terms. He wants to go out. What better way would it be than to win a couple, or even more than 2 trophies this season? What a way to go out! What a way!
Yeah.
Just imagine if you are Ferran Torres, Sane, Cancelo. Do you think they ever look back and they think, why? Why did I do what I did?
Sterling.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Edison, Diaz, or Bernardo. Not much of a choice there, money dog. You can't choose 3. That's cheating. My man of the match is Upamecano. No, he got man of the match first leg. Can't give it in 2 legs.
That's just greedy.
Julie's gone Ruben for me. Good shout out for Ireland. Oz Peps. Alan said give over Ozzy's a bottle job.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Okay. Jesus, I'd never work for you, Alan. You must be the most ruthless boss in the world. You made a mistake, you sacked. That's just Alan. Yeah, Bernardo's a good shout as well. I just thought Bernardo struggled for the first half an hour. I agree with what Vader said. I thought it became a personal battle between him and Zhao. With all the pirouetting and the 15,000 turns he was trying to do around him. I thought they was trying to embarrass him. And I thought, just play it simple. That's why I didn't give it to Bernardo. I thought he was great afterwards. I just thought there was too much of needling going on between him and Cancelo at the beginning.
You're trying to prove a point.
Yeah, and I didn't like it when King Clancy did it, and I love King Clancy. And I didn't like you say King Clancy bit. How about just come unplugged? I was waiting. I saw King Clancy beat a man, run away from him, stop, let the man catch up and beat him again. I didn't like. I don't like any of that crap. Just get the job done. Can we talk about the Dink Haaland done? Ozzy's already talked about it.
I did.
United can weigh up my middle finger. Wow. Cancelo nailed the final nail into his City coffin tonight. That was dirty on Bernardo. Never played back. Don't come back.
There was a big question about that from the commentator saying that I was never a yellow card. I was like, no, that was a clear yellow. Right, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Did anyone think Tommy Tuchel will obviously get the 2 yellows and that? Do you think if Nagelsmann is there, he probably would have had a cooler head?
Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah, that's a good point. The emotions might have carried over to the players.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were times there where Bayern almost wanted to channel a bit of Atletico Madrid from last season.
Said that lots of.
Yep.
Thought they did that when they went 1 down. When they went 1 down, they started kicking the hell out of us for some weird reason.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's the new boys on the block, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's not the elite. We're not the elite, are we?
But we're not the new boys now. Because that's now our 3rd consecutive semi-final.
Got to win a final, haven't we?
We don't have to. I know you want to. We don't have to. Come on, Ozzy. I'm embracing the Champions League this year. Come on. Said we're going to do the treble.
I've not even said that, Martin. You're the only one who said that.
There. I'm embracing your Champions League this year.
I said to my mate Seb, who's in the chat at the moment, I said about the semi-final is, given what happened last season, I'll still be calm even if the thing goes to bloody penalties after 2 legs, Because given what happened last season, it can never be as terrible as a penalty shootout.
No, I'm not going through that part. Pat, the post match will be like 1 a.m. Too late.
Might have had a heart attack by then.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'll have to go live from the Etihad.
More like from
A&E. I noticed that Tuchel. I thought Tuchel lost the plot in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, he was.
I just thought it was too emotionally charged tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't long in the game before he was already barking at the refs and the fourth official.
Well, when did he got that yellow really early, didn't he? Like in the first 5 minutes, the yellow was out on him.
Yeah.
It actually went to a few of his other coaches as well. They got a couple of yellows as well. So
I don't see
their entire bench just went to pot.
I don't see him being there long. They ain't. Oliver Kahn and all them ain't going to put up with that crap.
No,
they ain't going to allow that crap for long.
But again, they knew what they were hiring, and I still don't understand the appointment. If I'm honest, that he was brought in to win the Champions League, and
Nagelsmann.
I think it's a political thing in German football with Tuchel's appointment. I think he's just there for some sort of short-term period to hopefully get behind some trophies. And then again, it comes down to next season. If Germany have a terrible Euro, he's going to go straight into the national team, John.
Don't forget, he got rid of Pep.
What a club goes
to always amaze me that. It will amaze me that their fans hounded Pep out the door. I'm like, what?
Well, the biggest mistake that club made was allowing Toni Kroos to go to Real Madrid, because Pep had actually said he wanted to build his Bayern squad around Toni Kroos.
Yeah, because
that guy is quality.
It's like Kimmich. I was disappointed in Kimmich tonight because I've never seen Kimmich do dark arts like that. Normally, Kimmich is the Rolls Royce of a player and will spray the ball.
Kicking the ball out of kicking the ball from under Gundogan when he's been fouled. Like, what are you doing?
Come from Tuchel. That's all come from Kimmich. Was that's not Bayern Munich. That Bayern Munich could not be a Rolls Royce of a team. Spray the ball around.
Tommy Tickles has been spending time with Simeone.
Yeah,
he must be. He must be. Because that was just Bavarian. That was just Bavarian Atletico Madrid.
No one is paying 70 million for him. FIFA, sorry, mate. Yes, we did boo the anthem there, and they booed the anthem over there. Only 86 likes. Come on, get them likes up. Come on, smash them likes. Like I said, you're gonna want to be subscribed to this channel by next week. Anyone boo the anthem? Yes, me. I did. Do you boo the anthem in the pub, Pat?
No, we just talk amongst ourselves and just ignore it.
No, Pat gets an orchestra out and starts playing the Champions League anthem alongside him. So do you know? I know Ozzy does. Ozzy stands up and hand on heart. I love it. Here we go. Ozzy's there under his heart singing it all out word for word.
I'll play along with that small violin you sent in the mail. Yeah. I'll play along with that small violin you sent in the mail, mate. Yeah.
Why are you booing? I've got me under my heart here and hats off and come on. He's loving it. In fact, Ozzy's out waving the Champions League logo in the middle of the pitch. Ozzy's giving it all.
You were probably playing the anthem while you're having a shave this morning, mate.
I'm off to.
And then as soon as he took that last bit off, it's just the champions. Yeah.
You can't blame Tuchel for Bayern's. No, I don't. I blame Tuchel for the emotion that came out from his players. Pat's playing Waltzing Matilda.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway,
good luck to our Matildas in the Women's World Cup.
You know what? We're going to end it there. I thought it was a great night. They sadly had to go because he's got he had to deal with his family. And family's always first. We always say that on the channel. Big thank you to Pat for joining us, mate.
Thanks, mate. Good to be on again, as always.
Yeah, good to be on, Pat.
Thanks, mate.
Big thanks to Ozzy. Cheers, mate.
Always a pleasure.
Cheers,
Say hello to Mrs. in the background. He's dying to look at her. You don't want to. Whoa, Alan. Naughty Alan. Naughty Alan.
Please stay home on Saturday.
What did he say?
No, Alan, I hope you make it out on Saturday night, mate. It'd be good to see you at the MP.
Listen, no. Anyway, it has been an amazing night. Manchester City, comfortably, in my eyes, and I think it was comfortably, waltzed into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. No, Champions League. Sorry, positive. Sorry, Ozzy.
Too much.
UEFA Champions League, where they will take on Real Madrid in a star-studded two-legged semi-final. First leg to be played in the Santiago Bernabeu, and then the second leg will be played at the Etihad Stadium. And trust me, tickets will be a premium. They will be expensive, no doubt. Martin will be there.
60 quid minimum.
Martin will be there. Yay. No, I don't know why I was doing that on my head. Yeah, but this could be a very special season. Tonight is now getting behind the team from here on in. Any City show you go on now, it is all positive vibes. It is everything, and we march this team into that treble. We march that team into the treble because we're on the cusp of something very special. And the players are going to need us as much as we need them. This is now being unity, one. Hashtag together, forever, is what we always are. And that's what Manchester City always will be now. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow at 9:30 with Thursday Night Chat. People will be back. We're going to start our countdown to the FA Cup semi-final, where it's going to be played at Wembley. Just a reminder to everyone, there will be no post-match on Saturday night. It will be on Sunday because I will be at Wembley and we'll do the post-match live on Sunday at some point. Because I don't want to do it on my phone. It's not as good. I want to get a full panel on. Me, Ozzy and Rich in the chat. We said we'd do it on the Sunday. So, yeah. We're going to enjoy the semi-final. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, 9:30. We'll talk Champions League. May talk, depending on how it goes. I'm not sure how we roll, but depending on the news tomorrow, we may talk a bit of Jude. We'll see what breaks, what doesn't. Sorry. Giving it all away tonight, aren't I? Giving it all away for free as well. No super chat for that one. No, we will see. But there's going to be a lot to talk about tomorrow night. It's going to be a cracking night. And I just want to say a big thank you. Some people have been with us for about 4 hours tonight. And that is amazing. And I just want to say from me, Ozzy, Rich, Pat, big thank you. It means a lot that you took 4 hours of your life to come and listen to 3 old men and little young me, babyface me. What? Yeah, babyface.
There goes your Manscaped sponsorship.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ozzy's the one who's going to shave the kiwi.
Good thing it's not plums.
Yeah.
Great show. Thank you, Juliet, and thank you all for the fantastic likes, subscribes. Anyone who subscribed tonight, you are all amazing. Thank you, Blue Art, Adam. You will be there working, but I'm sure you'll be loving it as well, Alec. 3 away from 100. Go on, push it up. 3 likes to 100. Let's hit that 100 mark. That'd be amazing. Rest in peace, Joe Rogan. Yeah. Another great show. Cheers. Martin, if you win the Champions League, you have to buy a Haaland jersey. There's only one jersey I'm buying in the summer, and it won't be Haaland. Agreed, Martin. Treble will be immense, only because I've been talking about it for 6 months, so I've got to get his name on the back. Treble incoming, 3-peat happening. I'm with you even when I'm not Blues. Martin is sponsored by Flymo. Wow. Bit rude.
And Aussie sponsored by John Deere.
If you get Manscaped, Alan has to do it. We're not going to get bloody Manscaped. Brilliant show. Come on, Blues. 99 likes. Yes.
Come on.
Go on, one
We're not
more.
hanging up until we hit 100. One more.
Jude Bellingham kit. Yes. I've got to get a Bellingham shirt.
I can't.
Even though I've been talking for about 9 months. But...
I've had too many seasons where I get a kit with a player on the back of the season that they signed, and then we haven't had a successful season. I don't do it anymore.
Thank you all. We've hit the 100. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, big thank you. We are on the march now to 2,000. Believe it or not, we never thought we'd be in this position. We're less than 500 away.
Big thank you.
This time last year, we were nearly 1,500 away. We've got into position in 12 months, less than 12 months, where we are less than 500 away from 2,000 subscribers. And that is outstanding. We cannot thank you enough. We really can't. From the bottom of our hearts, we've always said it's your channel. And if you ask for something, we'll do it within reason. Alan naked on the channel will never happen. What I will tell you is, I've had it confirmed, Rich Rant will be back tomorrow. There will be a Rich Rant live on Thursday Night Chat tomorrow. Not for the full hour and a half. Not for the full hour and a half. We're not, Jesus, not giving them hour and a half rant.
He'd do it though.
Depends on what you say.
No. My body's a temple. A bloody Buddha's temple. Oh, what they called them. No, what they called them.
If Martin was going to get a tattoo, it would be a QR code for Costa Coffee.
Tattoos of the fat people, what they called. The Buddhas. What they called. Not the rub. Yeah, that's me.
Stand me.
And on that note,
wait a minute, I'm sweating. Wait.
Get a tattoo of Bellingham. Tell you what, I've got a bet that I'm going to lay out later, so I'm going to leave on this. Ozzy, if we get the treble, you've got to get a tattoo of Alan somewhere. Alan's face.
Not happening. You can.
Oh, no. My body's a temple. Temple of Doom. Anyway, thank you all. You've been superb. Manchester City win 4-1 an aggregate, 1 each on the night. We fly into the semis. Can't wait. What a team. What a season. Manchester City, what a journey. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9:30, live on the channel. Take care, Blues.